Have you ever heard Kamala Harris interrogate those men in those Senate hearings? It is amazing. I would love to see her on stage with Donald Trump. I think she would eat him up. The fallacy right now is that Trump and Republicans are scared of good old Biden. No, they're not. They're scared of the people that will really challenge them. Harris, Warren, and even or Bernie Sanders. But you know, I'm starting to cool on Bernie solely because I want younger, I want more oomph of what we're looking for. And you know what? Kamala has been lagging for me because of some very specific issues on Medicare for all and sort of a touch of neoliberalism. But you know what? She did something today on CNN that really got to me. I want you to listen to this and we'll talk about it on the other side.
We like our doctors, those that we know. We've been seeing them for years. Well, 91% of the doctors in the United States are in the Medicare system. So the odds-on favorite is that you will be able to keep your doctor. But here's the deal, guys. Here's how I think about it. I think about it based on a typical scenario, not only yours, someone who has faced an acute illness, and thankfully you are battling it, and what that means in terms of everything you have to go through. My mother, who we talked about, Lawrence, she passed away a few years from cancer. And, you know, for any of us who have had that experience of loving someone and a family member who is going through that, it is the experience of every day, you know, figuring out how you can get the person to the hospital, in and out of the hospital. It is the experience of some doctor talking to you about, have you heard the term anticipatory grief, which is the grief that you experience when someone is still here, but it weighs on you. The experience of trying to cook for somebody and hope that whatever I make is something you can hold down or you have an appetite for. The experience of hoping when you're going through chemotherapy that we can give you clothes that are soft enough because your skin is so sensitive. The experience of trying to make sure that the medication on each of the charts actually matches up. And the fact that in our country, in our America, people are going through that experience every day and on top of that have to worry about how they're going to pay a hospital bill is immoral. And this also relates to people who do have insurance. Every day in America, there is also some story about some parent who calls up the doctor or the hospital and says, my child has a fever that is reaching a peak, and they're told, come to the emergency room. And that parent then drives to the hospital and is in their car in the parking lot of the emergency room with their hand on that child's forehead, hoping that temperature goes down, because they know if they have to walk through those sliding glass doors and get into that emergency room, they've got a copay of $5,000. They've got insurance. This is not a system that is right or fair or just. And for all of those reasons, I support Medicare for all.
Now that's what I'm talking about. The empathy that she showed, whether rehearsed or not, towards what the average American citizen is going through with healthcare right now, the fact that she has it in words, the fact that we have it on tape, the fact that she says she now supports Medicare for all, and later on when Lawrence O'Donnell interrogated her more on private insurance versus elimination or not, that she had a caveat in there for those unions who went ahead and made a deal with healthcare for wages, that she had an option for that. That tells me that she's studying the issue. It tells me that she understands the issue, and it tells me that the activists out there have to break from those centrists who are constantly talking incrementalism. We may need to do a stopgap measure for a year or two, but folks, no, Medicare for all. Now, the ruse here is Biden. I like Biden, he's a good person, but it's not his time. We're no longer going for neoliberalism at all. It is now time for us to move Medicare for all and all through the progressive agenda, which the polls say it's what Americans want. With somebody like Harris, with somebody like Warren, we have two solid candidates. The policy wonking Warren, and we also have the person who can be the fighter. It's very knowledgeable, likely the quickest person thinking on stage. We're ready to go. Friends, please click the button here and subscribe to the channel. That is how we get the message out.